Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Fly versus Michael. This game taking place here on, well, Last Refuge. Here we have Fly spawning as the red orc over here on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here on the top right we have Michael spawning as the teal undead versus orc in this 1v1 matchup. And yes, this is taken from WGL winter season. Hopefully you guys are enjoying just like all of these great Warcraft 3 games as I am, as things are already getting underway. Yes, I am casting in classic graphics, and I am casting from replay, so hopefully if you guys know what's already going to happen, don't spoil it for me. If you're watching on Twitch, where there's one of you, and if you guys are watching on YouTube, well, thank you for supporting the channel. Do consider hitting that like and or subscribe button if you have not already done so. I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works, but I hear it helps me out. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down in this matchup as things are already getting underway. It is going to be a Farseer opening up with a barracks and, well, some grunts. Looking for the timing on that Voodoo Lounge. Don't see anything as of yet. And we are not looking at a second Orc Burrow yet, so Fly should be doing a tech to tier 2 relatively fast. He's going to be going up against a Crypt Lord. Here, I was thinking it's going to be a Death Knight. No, Crypt Lord first in this matchup. Not too uncommon or unheard of, and we'll see whether or not he tries to do a fast expansion. The Crypt Lord army able to go wide very early on, able to summon up a lot of beetles and skeletal minions to try and establish up that expansion. The Farseer alongside that lone first grunt may be trying to go for a very... Oh, we see a 21/21 supply. That's one of the things I've wanted to see for quite some time. 21/21. Farseer already on the move, summoning some spirit wolves, and now heading off to the north to try and punish what is going to be a possible fast expansion attempt. Eagle-eyed, well, there's that tech to tier 2, and now Fly has gone for that 21/21 supply. That is one of the actual changes, giving that Great Hall an extra bit of supply, and by getting that extra bit of supply, it allows for the orc players to train up an extra peon early on, and that extra peon should normally translate into, well, more lumber, especially while the Great Hall is currently being upgraded to a stronghold. Beetle number 1 already taken down. We are looking at an ensnare onto that ghoul there. How much damage is going to get added up? Another beetle going to get taken down. However, more beetles just popping up out of the ground as the Crypt Lord's power is overwhelming. All right, as those Spirit Wolves are already coming into position here. What is the Crypt Lord looking to do to fight back with all of these units? Oh, what is that? There was a heal. They're converting one of those beetles back around as the units are now trying to retreat away. The sacrificial or the ritual dagger being used actual for its intended purpose, giving undead access to healing early on in the game without the use of a Death Knight. All right, we are looking at this rock golem here getting in some pressure once more, and this is all falling into Fly's plan. Fly is checking the tier 2 and should already be at 2/3 of the way done. Meanwhile, during this time, well, the Crypt Lord is just constantly getting ensnared, trapped, taking bonus damage, but the Farseer could end up getting surrounded, and he does end up getting surrounded. That one grunt actually broke away a little bit too far, and that is going to go from bad to worse as the Farseer being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal at 38 hit points. Voodoo Lounge is already done. We are looking at a healing salve. No clarity potion that I can see, or is it going to wait for a clarity potion? No clarity potion that I can see. Already just running back off to the north here. Meanwhile, the Spirit Wolf and the Grunt trying to put pressure, but an ensnare, unlucky for Fly, capturing that Grunt in just the wrong spot right there. And, oh no, he's able to break free and now trying to get away. All right, damage adding up once more. Another very low hit point ghoul trying to head back as well. Who's going to get that little bit of extra damage? Oh, does he get the experience? I believe the Farseer. Yes, he does. The Farseer ends up getting that experience right there. Nicely done. Great execution. But now this army of Michael just so wide, able to easily get off surrounds all over the place, as the Farseer, well, does use a Scroll of Speed prematurely and then ends up getting surrounded. Oh, Fly's Farseer not going to be able to escape the second time. as that power is overwhelming, able to deal so much damage there. The Crypt Lord seemingly having an endless supply of mana, able to finish that off. With that said, though, Michael does not have his acolyte there. The tech to tier 2 has not yet been started, and while we look like it looks like it is going to be a summoning over here after that haunted gold mine. Coming back over here on the bottom left, Tauren Chieftain getting trained, and then that Farseer. So Fly, with that very fast tech to tier 2, actually hurting much more than you would originally think, because of the fact that it's actually delaying the resurrection of his Farseer as well. By delaying that, well, Tauren Chieftain finally out onto the battlefield. He's going to be able to do a little bit of creeping while that Farseer is getting resurrected. That Tauren Chieftain wants to get to level 2, get to Stomp, and then try to quickly get to level 3 as well. Meanwhile, this Farseer here, well, going to take a little bit of time to resurrect, as we are already going straight into Wind Riders. Now, Wind Riders very, very effective on the map when your opponent doesn't have any anti-air, but well, we all know how quickly anti-air is trained up, and this is a natural progression by Fly. Michael should not be surprised and should already be thinking that there is going to be some sort of air attack coming across. Michael is down and behind, economically speaking. He is trying to train up some additional acolytes. You see a beetle does make its way over, and he spots all of these units already. We are going into a second Wind Rider and also getting up the ensnare, as well as this beetle is just running on through, hoping to get a little bit of damage or trying to find a place, and he actually scouts out that Wind Rider here for just a moment. Wind Rider is right there, not going to be able to do much though. One Spirit Tower, one Nerubian Tower will mean a very slow death for that Wind Rider. Wind Rider, where is it going to try and go? Okay, Tauren Chieftain is back across over here, getting in some of that damage as well. Grunt going to be making its way over, trying to stop this Haunted Gold Mine before the Haunted Gold Mine can get finished. Oh, a second Wind Rider shows up. Is it going to be able to finish? Down to 188 hit points, down to 109. Is it going to fall? And yes, it is canceled. Tauren Chieftain, however, trapped between, well, a rock and a hard place, that Haunted Gold Mine and that Spirit Tower, as the units are trying to make their way back again. All right, so far damage. Well, there goes an easy ghoul getting taken down. A little bit of sacrificial fodder. That Tauren Chieftain was lost, as the Wind Riders are trying to put in pressure once more. Is going to be able to burst down that Haunted Gold Mine again. This game is just about controlling this expansion. If that expansion is able to be controlled, well, that is going to be very good news, as the Crypt Lord is just shy of level 4. No additional scroll of town portal. Wind Rider, what is going on there? Well, trying to head back across here. Oh, that was a complete mistake. The wrong Wind Rider got into position there, as a Troll Berserker was able to finish things off. Meanwhile, back down to the south here, Farseer and the Crypt Lord just running around in circles.
The town is under siege.
You cannot be throwing away 4 supply units like that, and that's essentially what happened there. Major mistake by Fly, losing that Wind Rider and losing a large bit of damage, especially since that Wind Rider was also getting healed up. There is one Forest Troll Berserker. Acolytes are all in position, and here we are going again once more. 2 Wind Riders as opposed to 3. Tauren Chieftain getting in position. There's the cancellation again, as this Wind Rider down to 248 hit points will need to get healed. Grunt down to 46 hit points, impaled, and down it goes again. That level 2 impale with the stun, as the Wind Riders, well, Wind Riders trying to find a good position to head off to once more. All right, Spirit Tower damage is rather high, 27 to 32 with a fast attack speed. So essentially damage of a rifleman, except attacking very, very quickly. The Wind Rider's trying to hide back off to the north again. Is this, well, Beastier is going to get taken down. That would actually be an interesting call there, as the units are still trying to fight their way here. And in comes the Wind Riders again for more of that burst damage on that unarmored Haunted Gold Mine. All right, Raider trying to break its way free. Meanwhile, back across over here, a little bit of damage, and well, taken down once more. All of those acolytes, tech to tier 2, finally halfway done. But this delay is just absolutely great. However, at some point, Fly needs to turn this around and be able to get something a little bit more. Turn this tech advantage into some other advantage besides being able to stop a Haunted Gold Mine. As well, as the more time goes on, Michael eventually will be able to get that up and running. it looks like the magic number was to be able to try and get maybe 2 to 4 Wind Riders, and once those Wind Riders were out onto the field, be able to do a little bit more creeping, perhaps get that Tauren Chieftain to level 2 and that Farseer to level 3. Potion of Greater Healing is going to be dropped right there. Farseer is still fighting here as the Haunted Goldmine about halfway done, and it looks like it will be able to finish, as Fly should not be able to get close enough to do another round of harassment again. Wind Riders coming from home looking to join in on the fight as well. There are sentry wards in the middle of the map keeping track of all of the fighting going on here. Wind Riders, Raiders are trying to go after and ensnare. The Crippler are trying to retreat back. How much damage is going to be done? Beetles are all in position as well, going after a couple of those ghouls. Is a ghoul or two going to end up getting taken down? One more, two more ghouls, and it does get finished off. Another carry-on beetle getting finished off here as 2 level 2 or against a single level 4 Lord. Haunted Goldmine. It feels like it's finally up and running after 11 minutes, and in comes the Raiders and the Wind Riders all in position, ready to put in that pressure. There's a giant stomp. All 6 beetles and a ghoul getting stunned right there. Are we going to be able to finish off this Nerubian tower? It looks like another stomp in position again. One more attack was all that was needed. There it goes, as the Tauren Chieftain does use a Potion of Greater Healing to survive. All right, ghouls and all of these other units getting taken down. Tauren Chieftain does have another stomp in him. Is it going to be used? As there we go, Berserker's going to get taken down as the Gargoyles finally show up to the party. Gargoyles are here to the party. Units are trying to retreat back here, as the Gargoyles would have torn apart those Wind Riders pretty quickly, as the engagement still heading underway. All right, ghoul after ghoul getting taken down. Wind Rider, Death Coil comes across, finds a Raider in retreat, as the Death Knight shows up just in time to, well, make that attack hurt just a little bit more.
A player's forces are
Tech to tier 3 now underway. Farseer, Tauren Chieftain, looking to finish off Ogre Magi and some more remaining units. Another Potion of Greater Healing has been dropped. For some reason, the Tauren Chieftain was actually back at home, not getting any of this experience. I would have thought it would have been the other way around. The Farseer would have been the one to go back home, as the Tauren Chieftain was so close to level 3. Troll Bat Riders are, well, looking to join in as well. Are we going to be perhaps getting Liquid Fire, as we saw Liquid Fire used pretty recently to slow down the attack speed of these towers enough to all of a sudden cause a bit of problems. All right, there's that Spirit Tower right there. Unit trying to back away once more. Gargoyles are right there. Troll and Justify the Means trying to suicide themselves back the other way. Scroll of Speed once again being used, and the units are just, well, being able to turn back around. I could have thought, yeah, a Chain Lightning being used to bounce around right there, adding up a little bit of damage. More Troll Bat Riders here. The Beetles are just outside of range, but I believe Fly realizes this and says, you know what, this is not the right opportunity to clear out that creep camp. I realize my camera is now a little bit low.
The player's forces are under attack.
Right. Coming back around here, we're looking at the Death Knight, and, well, Criplord making some quick work here. Death Knight only sitting at level 1. Criplord sitting very close to level 5. And at this stage in the game, it almost would make more sense for the Death Knight to be the one sticking around. All right, Troll Bat Rider looking to perhaps head back again. 3 Troll Bat Riders working together to zone out these Gargoyles. Gargoyles may have to do a little bit of splitting, as the Tauren Chieftain now is at level 3. Also having a Mana Stone in addition to that Potion of Greater Healing. Very powerful summoned items. And now Farseer are going to be setting up an expansion of his own. Tiny Great Hall is in position here. Carry-on Beetle. Is the Carry-on Beetle going to get taken out quickly? Yes, it is. Giving level 4 to that Farseer. The Tiny Great Hall already getting set up. We should be looking at a couple of Orc Burrows and or Watchtowers here in just a second, as the Forest Troll Trapper are going to get easily taken down. Back off to the north here. Troll Bat Rider is going to try and suicide, and yes, do take down 3 Gargoyles, but that's really not enough. You want to be trading much more efficiently than just 1 for 1, as you get higher in numbers, as the Farseer and Tauren Chieftain. Well, are we going to be summoning some Spirit Wolves? What are we going to be coming across here? All right, Tauren Chieftain now engaging. Thank you for the follow, as the, well, Forest Troll High Priest quickly focused down there. All right, no Stomp, and that's a little bit of a setback here. Every bit of hit points matters, and the Stomp well, your mana is going to just recover very quickly. Did someone post me again? Is that why there's 2 follows all of a sudden? As we're looking at the Ogre Lord getting taken out. Ogre Lord, Ogre Magi, well, Ogre Magi actually being completely left behind here as this expansion already under a bit of duress here. A couple of repairs, a skeletal minion already in position. Book of the Dead right there as the, well, gargoyles are going to be going to town. There's a stomp. Are we going to see a Chain Lightning? Yes, Chain Lightning bouncing around against all of those gargoyles there. And that level 2 Chain Lightning, all of a sudden, that works out extremely well. We do see an Impaled Death Coil, not going to be enough. Tauren Chieftain does use the Potion of Greater Healing. A last of those units, or a last of a Wind Rider getting taken down here as more units are trying to fight their way through. There goes another gargoyle again. Farseer could be in trouble. There is a, well, stomp, but that is a little bit late. Farseer falls at level 4 as the Death Knight now trying to retreat back away again. Meanwhile, the Crypt Lord sitting at level 5, going to be summoning up some more beetles and still fighting in this spot right here. Tauren Chieftain says, you know what, I don't like you sticking around far too much. How much damage can you really deal? As the Tauren Chieftain's threat of a stomp forcing that Crypt Lord to just try and back away. You got to remember, well, wow, what is this? The Tauren Chieftain actually has Unholy Aura in addition to Endurance Aura of getting a very fast movement speed out across on the battlefield here. All right, I don't know, Xander Dorn, if you ever watch this video, could you compare the Unholy Aura Legion of Doomhorn? Yeah, see, this actually says a 10% increased movement speed. So the Legion of Doomhorn is actually better than level 1 Unholy Aura. Because level 1 Unholy Aura, this item was not adjusted, or maybe just the tooltip was not adjusted in terms of how fast that movement speed it is. If that is the case, well, I don't know what that really means, but that if that is the case, that's actually pretty interesting to see as we're looking at a Ring of Protection +3 be dropped. Tauren Chieftain now heading back over here to the top left. Both sides, Death Knight sitting at level 2, and the Crypt Lord is just stealing so much experience. A couple of webs down already as a Stomp comes across. Level 4 Stomp already in position. There goes the Crypt Fiend. There's level 5 on that Tauren Chieftain. As the level 5 Tauren Chieftain, all of a sudden, when he puts his foot down, it is more effective than any father who tries to put his foot down with his children. Tauren Chieftain still looking to back away. Wind Riders being able to finish off unit after small unit again. Death Knight now coming back again, level 3. Alone in home, finally can watch some casts. Well, thank you. Thank you for wanting to watch my cast so much. We're looking at 50 supply compared to 54. Michael actually breaking into low upkeep relatively early, considering that Fly has been... that Fly is also in no upkeep at this point with an expansion of his own. Both sides do not have very heavy tech upgrades at all, and we are looking at a Farseer perhaps joining in on the battle just shy of level 5. This Wind Rider, Bat Rider strategy, something that I wasn't really expecting from Fly. Was expecting a much more bestiary, well, a ground army as we're looking at here. Oh, some easy damage. Are we going to perhaps see a very easy Obsidian statue getting taken out once more? All right, one more round of burst attacks. So there it goes. And, well, at this point in stage, the Troll Bat Riders with that liquid fire for that slower attack speed would have been extremely effective. There is a Stomp right there. There's a Death Coil finishing off a Bat Rider as the Wind Rider also trying to escape, and it looks as though he will, down to 232 hit points. 53 supply compared to 52 now. Both sides sitting on low upkeep. Ogre, Magi, Forest Troll, High Priest, all of these are going to get finished off. Farseer still not going to be able to get to... Well, nope. Now that the Tauren Chieftain backed away, it's going to be very close. Being able to get there. Exactly the right amount of units, sitting on exactly 1,400 experience there, as the Shadow Wolves are now going to be joining in on that battle and looking to put pressure on these Acolytes away from all of the action. Having invisible summons is so difficult to deal with, as we're going to see those Obsidian statues go after those. The Shadow Wolves go after the Obsidian statues down to 263 hit points. Those Shadow Wolves are incredibly important, or those Obsidian statues are incredibly important, as we see a quick impale right there. All right, Wind Riders are in position. Another round of units are going to easily get taken down. There's a Stomp. Death Coil definitely late there as the Gargoyles are trying to make their way back over. Chain Lightning bouncing around once more, and it looks like a healing already coming across from that Obsidian statue again. All right, Tauren Chieftain in the backside. Are we going to see some more Death Coils? Yes, Death Coil, but I believe that was another late Death Coil trying to save another Gargoyle. And all of a sudden, things are just going from bad to worse for Michael. 2 Death Coils not finding their targets in time. More damage adding in. Crypt Fiends getting taken out slowly but surely. More ranged attack as well as those Crypt Fiends are trying to back up again. Tauren Chieftain in that frontline spot as we're looking at another. Well, Gargoyle is going to be able to finish off that unit. No, it is not. One very low hit point. Wind Rider down to 18 hit points. Still staying alive. All right, the Gargoyles, where are they going? Are they going to try to engage? There goes one Wind Rider auto-attacking the lower hit point units as the Lich gets stomped and Hex gets taken out. Finally with that Chain Lightning as another Hex comes across. Looking at that Death Knight. Death Knight does not look good. Follow-up Stomp. The timing on that follow-up was near perfect. However, the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability was used in time. Fly's timing to make sure that that Hex was then followed up by a Stomp, so that potion was not able to be used, was nearly uncanny as that Death Knight backs himself into a corner and is somehow still alive. One Obsidian statue right there. Farseer, not enough mana. Tauren Chieftain has used a potion of greater mana there. Shadow Wolf is going to go after this Death Knight. Yes, it is down to 70 hit points as the units are trying to run away. There is another quick Hex. Oh, no Stomp, but still enough damage here as the Tauren Chieftain now getting stunned. He has a potion of lesser invulnerability. He's going to be trying to back away. Gargoyles are trying to chase after as all the units will be retreating back again. 53 supply compared to 48. Michael losing his Death Knight and his Lich. Meanwhile, well, Watchtower and Beetle still trying to cause a little bit of problems off over here on the far side of the map. Main gold mines have already been mined out, and well, we do not see any sort of second or an additional expansion coming in anytime soon. Timing on the expansions, 4,000 gold compared to 6,000. Fly having 10 minutes of mining compared to about 7 minutes of mining for Michael. And well, both players just scouting their side of the map and saying, you know what, let's see what's going to be happening. Wind Riders are there. We're going to see Death of an Acolyte already come into position. And well, there is another tiny Great Hall already for that follow-up base getting established. 53 supply compared to 58. Wind Riders, no upgrades at all. Meanwhile, 1-1 upgrades on those Crypt Fiends and those Gargoyles. This is still anyone's game, and it's really going to come down to who executes and who uses their units better. However, the Shadow Hunter and Orc army have finally taken the advantage overall in terms of hero level. 5-5-2 almost, and should almost be able to get to level 3, get closer to level 3. Meanwhile, we're still looking at a 5-3-2 coming in from the Undead army. Name of the game will be Execution. Lich picks up Claws of Attack +9. Orb of Corruption, interestingly enough, on the Crypt Lord, as there isn't enough heroes that can actually attack air. Normally that Orb of Corruption on that Lich to be able to apply that negative armor debuff at a range, but when your opponent's army is so ranged already, it makes sense to give your units, more of your units, the ability to attack air and add in a little bit of range as well. Boots of Total Loss on the Shadow Hunter. That is the Shadow Hunter's primary attribute, even though it feels like it should be an intelligence-based hero based off of how important mana is on that hero for its effectiveness. Peer up the Vitality right there. It could perhaps try and drop that item, heal itself up, and then make its way back out here. Meanwhile, a couple of Beetles will push itself forward here in just a moment as the Watchtower here not going to be able to finish off that Carrion Beetle. The Carrion Beetle going to be just outside of range and engaging here. All right, there's an easy burrow as those Beetles will going to be regenerating some hit points as they stick their head in the sand. 64 supply compared to 61. Crypt Fiends, Gargoyles, Crypt Lord sitting at level 5, could get to level 6 here in just a second. no destroyers that I see, no shades to keep track of these shadow wolves either. That is a bit of a surprise. Oh, there's that shade right there, and the unit's going to be coming together here in just a moment. All right, there we go. We did see the attack, a major impale. But the Wind Riders obviously completely immune. Tauren Chieftain could have a little bit of problems. We're going to see a little bit of a fight going back and forth. Wind Riders going to be going after some of those units. There's a massive stomp across the ground army there as an Impale also there to try and counter. Tauren Chieftain gets a healing wave to try and stay alive, but does not stay alive. Does not use the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability in time, and the Tauren Chieftain falls at level 5, giving the Crypt Lord level 6. Crypt Lord at level 6 dealing massive damage to everything else here onto the field, but the Lich was taken down as well. Crypt Fiends, both sides losing a lot, 44 compared to 40 here. Fly maybe, well, may end up losing here. Well, still too close to call as the Wind Riders, Wind Riders getting webbed down, unable to follow up their attacks here. All right, that Crypt Lord, that Locust Swarm should be coming to an end here, and that Locust Swarm is just making that Crypt Lord so powerful, difficult to deal damage as the Tauren Chieftain back out onto the battlefield here. Are we going to see a level 6 Tauren Chieftain? I do believe so, and we all know what that means. Level 6 Tauren, well, no! 6 experience shy from level 4 as this Tauren Chieftain, and we're able to get, well, did he buy a potion of mana from the, I think he bought a potion of mana from the Goblin Merchant shop while on the other side of the trees. He had sight because of the trees, and that unit was close enough and considered in range as we're looking at the fight getting in right there. All right, Locust Swarm is the ultimate ability. Chain Lightning finding a target to bounce off of, giving level 6 to that Tauren Chieftain. And well, now one ultimate ability versus another. For those who are unfamiliar with Locust Swarm, that ultimate ability, it essentially turns the Crypt Lord into a Protoss carrier. But as the Protoss carrier is dealing, as that swarm is dealing damage, it also heals up that Crypt Lord. Coming back around here, Shadow Wolves are in position to try and put pressure on those Acolyte units, trying to move back away once more. Destroyer, nope, I thought I saw the shaking of an Obsidian statue to turn into a Destroyer. No such sign as of yet, as the Acolytes, well, ending up falling here once more. All right, Wind Rider going to be getting into position. Tauren Chieftain in the back there, having nearly full hit points and full mana. All right, are we going to see that Hex come to an end? There is that follow-up stomp a little bit earlier than it was needed, but still effective enough as that Death Knight falls. 62 supply compared to 52. Michael in serious trouble now as the Tauren Chieftain going to be making its way back in and then throws down another stomp. Locust Swarm, Crypt Lord, Hex, and well, that follow-up chain stun onto the hero, dealing so much damage. And Fly, after losing his Tauren Chieftain, it ended up becoming very close, but still able to get the victory in the end. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to this match. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more.